We were at a chess tournament, and I must have been about 8 years old. Azerbaijani grandmaster turned up, and he looked visibly shaken. And he came in, and he looked visibly shaken, and my dad and his friends were standing there, all the chess players, and he's like, what's the matter? And he goes, God just saved my life. God just saved my life. And we were like, what happened? He said, I was driving on the bridge, and I lost control on the ice, and I was heading towards the edge of the bridge, and the car wasn't responding, and I just closed my eyes, and I prayed to God, and I opened my eyes, and I stopped just before I went off the bridge. I broke the barrier. I nearly went off the bridge. God saved my life. God saved my life. And I remember my dad said, maybe God saved your life, but I wouldn't have taken my hand off the wheel. And I remember him saying that and walking off. And I talked to him about it on the way home. What does that mean? He goes, well, God has a plan. That's great, but I'm going to do my very best while I'm here. And God will allow me to either succeed or he won't.
God does not reward quitters, and he doesn't reward the slow. God does not reward the thinkers. He rewards the action takers. The people who instantly take action without thinking do pretty good.
So number one thing you should not do, I'll make this very, very clear, is never find yourself looking at your situation and feeling sorry for yourself. Listen, my friend, you have arms and legs. So there's a bunch of people that don't even have that. So there's no point in sitting there and feeling sorry for yourself. That's not going to help you in any regard. There's no point you feeling sorry for yourself. If the women don't feel sorry for you and the world don't feel sorry for you, nobody else feels sorry for you. So there's no such thing as an excuse. You either win or you lose. Life is binary. It's black or white. You're either successful or you are not.
When you lose, it's because somewhere, at some point, you made a mistake. You did. And I've never been in a chess tournament as a kid, and people had mercy on me.
The cosmos, karma, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has no problems with you making mistakes as long as you learn. And take absolute self-accountability. You don't blame anyone else. You don't cry about it. You don't make excuses. If you do that, you do not use one of your mistake lives. Then you get another free roll of the dice. You can actually make a mistake over and over and over again. But as long as you learn a lesson every single time, then you're allowed another mistake. As long as you sit down and dedicate the time it requires to look at the scenario and find out where you went wrong, then you're allowed another mistake, a free one. If you make a mistake and you refuse to take accountability, refuse to sit there, refuse to find the lesson in the chaos, refuse to blame yourself, that is when you use one of your lives. You're only allowed to make mistakes like that 2 or 3 times before your life is wrecked. But if you want to make mistakes and try new things and go out there in the world and take chances, as long as you learn a lesson every single time it goes wrong, I promise you, you can do that as many times as you like, and your life will never be ruined.
And there's men here who will deny it, right? But those are the ones who are most lost. It's the denial that's going to hold you back the most. The people who go, yes, I'm wasting my potential. Those are the ones who have potential. Even if I'm already great, I can be better. This is your prerogative as a man. You need to want it deep inside your soul. I can't die as anything less than emperor. Refuse to believe in things that take power away from me. When I was describing the fact that I don't believe depression is real. So when I feel depressed, I accept that I just feel depressed. I don't believe I have depression because I don't believe depression is real. I feel depressed, and one day I'll stop feeling depressed because I can't have depression because it's not real. A ghost can't haunt you if you don't believe in ghosts. Just a noise. Gives a shit. It's the wind. Whatever. Going back to sleep. So by believing in it, you give it power. I refuse to believe in things that take power away from me. For the same reason, by extension, I guess you could also say I like to believe in things that give power to me. Perhaps one of the reasons I was so drawn to God is because I understood it gave me power. I understood I was a more powerful, formidable man. I was a more competent and dangerous and diligent opponent, a more feared opponent, if I believed I had God on my side. Why would I adopt a mindset that makes me less competitive? I mean, I have plenty of enemies. People are out to get me. We've proved that. Why would I adopt a mindset that allowed me to be less competitive in the heat of battle? If you're going to go into a war, you want to be as competitive as possible physically and mentally. And you look at every war zone. You look at any war zone on earth, I guarantee the soldiers are religious. I bet they believe in God. If you got shot, you'd start praying. If you were on that submarine underneath the ocean, show me an atheist that wouldn't pray. Show me an atheist that wouldn't pray in that submarine.
One of my favorite things to do is ask a loser why they lost. And they never say it's them. It's never anything to do with them. It's never their own decisions. It's never the position they put themselves in. It was some outside force. It just happened. But even if it rained, it's still your fault that you went outside. Even if it rains, it's still your fault you didn't check the weather forecast. Even if it rains, it's still your fault you didn't bring an umbrella. It's still your fault you couldn't run from the rain because you weren't fit enough to run a marathon in suit shoes at random. It's all your fault. You have a part to play in every single situation and every single scenario. But every time I ask a loser why they lost, it never seems to be their fault.
A true man is happy to accept an uncomfortable reality. A loser always takes the chance to feel good. So if you're a real man and you catch your woman at a man's house, you're going to sit and say you cheated on her. And she'll lie. She'll say, no, a puppy was running and I was chasing the puppy and the puppy went in his house and I went to stroke the puppy. Now, if you're an idiot or a pussy, you know she's lying, but to accept she's cheating on you would hurt your feelings. So you'll say, do you promise? And you'll believe her. Because believing her is more comfortable than accepting the unhealthy truth, the unhappy truth that she is cheating.
When I said depressions were losers, I obviously weren't talking about military veterans who lost their legs. Of course I wasn't. I was talking about the 19-year-old in their bedroom with nothing wrong with their life. I'm fat because of my thyroid. I'm sad because of depression. I drink because of alcoholism. No matter what it is, it's not their fault. They don't want to sit there and go, well, this Andrew Tate guy, he grew up broke and he made something of himself. And I grew up privileged and I made nothing of myself. I must have caught something from the sky. No, they just don't want to accept reality. They don't want to face facts.
You get to roll out, be fat, be out of shape, be broke, be unimportant with no girlfriend. And instead of the world thinking you're a loser, you get to say, I'm not a loser, I'm depressed. It's a shield. Yeah. And I say, that's why you don't want to lose your shield. Because now you have accountability, now you have performance. It's a cop out. Fuck it off. I don't give a shit if it's real or not. We're not about that. We're talking about success here. Get rid of your excuses, stop defending the thing that's ruined your life, and get to fucking work.
You cannot quit. You cannot give up. You need that momentum to break free. When a rocket is flying out towards the moon to escape the atmosphere, it doesn't pause halfway up the sky, does it? No, it keeps going. You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can this up. God and the universe are giving you plenty of motivation. Your mediocrity should be motivating you. The fact your life is so brutally close to average. You couldn't tell me one interesting story. The best day of your life is my average Tuesday. You're struggling to pay the bills. I buy cars weekly. There's people out here with $100,000 to spend on dinner, and you're struggling to pay your bills, and you're not motivated? You want me to come along and convince you to try?
And they should look in the mirror, look deep in their own eyes and say, yes, I'm f***ing disgusting. I can change this. That's the beauty about being a man. If you're disgusting, you can change it. You must accept it first. Your own father's ashamed of you, and you don't even feel motivated to do shit.
The problem with the world today is that it's too easy, it's too soft, and you can survive as a soft being. You may survive, but you will not be happy. True happiness to man comes from strength. You're only going to have strength if you have been tested. Life is not always about winning and losing as a man. As a man, sometimes life is about simply fighting anyway, standing up and doing what you're supposed to do, even if you know there is no chance of victory. That's what true manhood is. It's easy to be brave when you have hope. When you have no hope at all, that's where true bravery is shown.
Think about it. Have you ever been to gym and seen a person in fantastic physical condition? They're strong, they're ripped, they're large. And you say to them, how did you get so big and strong? And they say, I don't know. Oops, it kind of just happened. No, there is a very detailed plan and roadmap. For you to become strong, you must eat a certain way. You must train a certain way. For you to become rich, you must earn money a certain way. You must understand exactly how you're going to make money, whether you're going to be a public-facing figure like me or a man of the shadows with millions of dollars. Unknown, but extremely powerful. You have to design your dream life.
People are on socials. They don't know why. They've been trained to just scroll. The reason you have to pull down with your thumb to refresh the feed is because that's a motor trigger. That's a physical trigger. I move my thumb, I get information in my brain. Same with like a monkey. I press the button, I get a banana. I press the button, I get a banana. You're being trained in real time.
10 years ago, I remember we didn't even have iPhones. Now think of all the things we do on an iPhone. Look at ChatGPT today. Go and use the AI tools we have today and imagine them in 10 years. I'm telling you, most of you are so boring, so unoriginal, that AI could already replace. So how do you fight this? You either 1, master AI, 2, upgrade your character, or 3, if you're really smart, you would do both. Think of all the scrolling you do, all of that energy you give away. Are the people you are watching thinking of you? Are they thinking of your name? You are failing yourself. There is a finite amount of human soul on the planet. You're spending your life and wasting your time doing things you're not even going to be able to recollect in a few years. You're going to wonder why you fall behind the people who don't waste time. Time is the ultimate currency. Time is money. Time is also strength and power and networks connection. Time is everything. You convert it.
It's like malleable. Time is like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
You can turn it into anything. You can turn it into muscles if you go to the gym. Turn it into fighting prowess if you go to the fight gym. But people have all this time and they just mush around with it. And then they're like, oh, don't know why. Oh, I'm failing. I wish I was successful. So if you're 16, you need to be using every single waking minute towards things you're going to remember. You're going to remember training. You're going to remember working hard. You're going to remember trying to make money.
I always knew the answer to everything is raw action. The answer to everything has always been raw action. My dad had a tweet about this. He said that raw action solves all. You have to do something. Raw action solves. A lot of people are happy to just sit still and die or go to sleep and take a nap. Well, if that's what you want to do, then you can stay a loser. That's fine. I'm glad there are losers, because if everyone had Lamborghinis, my Lamborghini wouldn't be fun to show off. I need you to look at it and feel the deep pain in your heart of regret and failure. I need to drive my Bugatti and everyone be looking at it going, I'll never have one of those. So when you sit and say, I want an easy life, what you're saying is you're a dummy and you want to be a dummy. You want to stay a dummy. I want an easy life and I don't want anything bad to happen to me, because even though it will teach me lessons, I'm too big of I can't handle the emotional pain.
Angry gets something done. Sad? That's just sitting around hoping others feel sorry for you. Sad belongs in the therapy room. I'm saying that very much like a focused concentration of water through a dam can power a city. That is how your anger should work. You should focus it in the exact direction it needs to go to solve the problem. If you're poor, get angry. If your woman left, get angry. Don't get angry at her for leaving. Get angry at yourself for being left. Don't get angry at the world you're poor. Get angry at yourself because you can't afford all the things you want.
There's two ways to suffer. You either suffer as becoming somebody, or you suffer as a perpetual and forever nobody.
Men of honor do not allow the universe to decide for them. They decide their fate. And you decide your fate with hard work and vigor in all things. If you're the kind of person who would have got rich from Bitcoin back then, you're the kind of person who can get rich right now by taking action, by paying attention. If you're refusing to do the right things now, you would have never done the right thing. The secret to the universe is, if you try your best, you hardly ever lose. It takes some freak accident or the will of God to ensure that you don't pull it off if you actually try your best. And on the few scenarios that's happened in my life, I'm happy to take the L, because I can say, I couldn't have tried any harder. I done my absolute best. I know I did my best. I can't try any harder. God knows more than me, and he decided that things have to be slightly different right now. That's fine. It's easy to take the L if you try your best. So if you try your best, you never feel the bitter sting of regret. You never feel the dark rankness. You never taste failure. It's never in your mouth. It's never lucid. It's never tangible, because you approached the scenario with absolute vigor. And truthfully, effort is a muscle, like everything else. The more you exercise it, the better it becomes. So even if you try for 100% for something and fail, you've exercised your effort muscle, which means you haven't failed, because you've learned something and become better at giving effort to things. You've become better at being concentrated on a task. So it's nearly impossible to fail in these scenarios.
I think if a couple bad things happen to you, you should be intelligent enough to realize that eventually you're going to get over it and you're going to learn an important lesson. It's going to change you in the correct direction. And Allah's the best of planners, and he knows what you need to learn. I think that as humans, especially as men, we only learn the hard way anyway. There's two ways to learn a lesson, the hard way and the hardest way. There's no easy way to learn a lesson. You have to learn the hard way. So God gives us lessons via difficulty. He thinks you need to learn this about yourself or this about other people. So I'm going to give you a difficult time so you can learn your lesson. Because if I just said, hey, this is how the world works, you go, yeah. So God will give you a difficult time so you learn your lessons. And the lessons are very important for you to be the person who you need to be in this life. He's the best of planners. And I'm thankful for all the lessons he's given me. He's bestowed knowledge upon me.